My chemistry class is about 300 or 400 students, and we have about 5 or 6 TAs for the lecture hall.
Last quarter, I had a politics class, and it was around 120 students. We only had 4 TAs, and each TA had around like 35 students. And
I took a film class my fall quarter, and I know that we only had like 2 TAs, and the class was like 150 students or 200, and it
basically filled up the media theater. We had kids sitting on the floor, yet we only had 3 TAs.
To say that my class size for a lot of my lectures has been over 100, and occasionally they have about like 1 or 2 or 3 TAs.
So last quarter, winter quarter, I took a feminist labor productions history class, and in that class it was pretty full with about 60 students for that class. That was like the limit, and the TA, there was only 1 TA for all the students, and so midterms and papers would get back late, and not really, the feedback wouldn't be helpful because by then we'd already be turning in the next assignment or be already on to the next midterm and not really have anything to study off of. And
have in the class, and I feel like they don't really have a lot of time per student because so many people are using this resource now, and I think that it's really stressful for them along with their classes and the research that they do to also TA for these sections that are so big.
So to me, like, TAs are an essential asset that we need, and I mean, as their classes grow, we lose that sense of like in-depthness. I mean, if TAs are gonna be facilitating a class of 60 students, what's the point of having a TA? Because you're not gonna get that one-on-one depth.
Because oftentimes there's this huge lecture hall with 400 students, and there's not enough TAs to give students the individual attention that they need and that they deserve and that they pay for.
Since it was too big, we didn't get to have one-on-one, and we couldn't go over all the questions that we were supposed to go through. So it was tough. My learning was kind of bad and challenging.
So like my TAs have really helped me this year, and I've definitely gotten close with them, and I've emailed them in the mornings and late at night, and they've always helped me, even more than the professors have.
My current courses, I feel as though my TAs are able to do a really good job and give me really good feedback.
Well, being a STEM major, if it wasn't for my TAs, I probably wouldn't have learned the depth of many subjects. I mean, the professors try to do the best they can teaching 500 students, but like, to be honestly, like, truthful, like, they can't really, it's not as in-depth as you would want as a student. We have personal needs and different ways of learning, and luckily I've had great TAs who have been able to step in on that and like teach in-depth like what is behind, like in chemistry, like what we really need to know about thermodynamics, or in math, like, okay, this is the easier way to solve it, not the complicated way the professor gave it.
If the university is going to give us TAs, they need to give us enough TAs, and they need to give TAs small enough class sizes where we can get good enough feedback so we can improve in students. And I think it's really imperative that the university provide us with more TAs, and they provide TAs with the appropriate resources and the appropriate class size in order to give us enough feedback and in order for us to learn.
so I feel just having more TAs for classes would just be a big help to lessen the load on the few TAs that there already are.
I think maybe giving the bigger classes more TAs, or also like paying them maybe more for like an extra office hour in the week. Maybe take that out of the professor's salary, I guess. The professors are great, but the TAs really teach the class and stuff, I think.
Okay, thank you.
My professor doesn't see that.
I don't really have any complaints about TAs.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.